Last interview we have to conduct here is with Ethan Young, and Ethan did a nice job on his T.J. Lang scouting report. Ethan, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on making it this far, and why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your age, your background, and kind of what you're up to in life.
Thanks, DJ. Yeah, glad to be here. My name is Ethan Young, from Woodinville, Washington, up here in the Pacific Northwest. 20 years old, and football is my life. I'm watching tape all day, doing all sorts of strategic research and things of the like, and terms of player personnel strategy projects and things like that. And I love the game of football and hoping to get into it full time here.
Cool. Well, give me a little more about your football background. Did you play in high school? Where did the love affair start?
Yeah. So in high school, 5'11" guys with stiff hips don't make it so far. But yeah, that's where it started for me, and quickly transitioned over to sort of film breakdown and analysis and scouting, and just really fell in love with finding guys and watching them grow and develop, and diagnosing their traits and everything from there. I was a trench guy when I played, so that's where T.J. Lang for me is a guy that I really just wanted to highlight because of his level of play as a trench guy.
Well, you jumped right into it there. I was going to ask you why you chose to do your report on T.J. Lang, but when we went through the report, Bucky, when you look at what he said and what we enjoyed, what part stood out to you?
Well, I think Ethan did a great job of describing T.J. Lang, because T.J. Lang is really one of the best players that we have in our game. And in the report, when we look at the graphic, the thing that stood out to me when you talked about his ability in the run game, physical tone setter showing strength at the point of attack by sealing off the play side A and B gaps, displaying just enough quickness to land, reach blocks, and find his assignments on the second level. When you're in meetings and you're sitting with the head coach and the general manager, those are the kind of descriptions that they want to hear, because they want to be able to visualize the player that you're reading. So I thought you did an outstanding job of giving me the picture that I can have in my head when I'm thinking about T.J. Lang.
Thank you.
We talk about what we look for in players all the time, and I've mentioned the STI, speed, toughness, instincts are the three areas I like to really focus in and hone in on. We're gonna name you the general manager of a team here, so you get to go out there and build a football team the way you want. What are you looking for in a football player, Ethan?
I'm looking for guys that have, rare traits: size, length, athleticism. I'm looking for guys that, work ethic, hard workers, guys that, just live and die the game of football, sleep at the facility type guys. Those are the two things, I want rare traits, and I want guys that are going to put in the work and just live and die football.
I mean, we want those competitive guys, and what you're talking about are guys that are kind of world-class athletes who also have that passion and desire to play the game for the right reason. When you think about building a team, if you had to come up with an overall philosophy for building the team, how do you view the team building process? Like, what would you want? How would you want your team to look?
Physical. I think physical would be the big thing. I want to be physical, secondary, fronts, O-line, D-line, I want big, strong receivers. I want to, push around the other teams. And I think that's a big thing, in terms of detailed schemes. I think I would want a concept-based offense, a lot of progressions, quick passing game, that sort of stuff. And, death by 1,000 cuts type of offense, physical on both levels.
I like that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a question I haven't given any of the other four guys here, so this is unique to you, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I'll make you think on your toes here.
Okay.
So you sound like somebody that's passionate about it. You watch a lot of football. You're all in. So I want you, based off what you've seen and watching a lot of NFL football, I need you to give me one player in the NFL that's overrated, and I need you to give me one player that's underrated.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, I'll start with underrated. Tampa Bay offensive guard Ali Marpet.
There you go.
Out of Hobart.
Why is he under? Why is he under? What do you like about him? Why is he underrated?
Man, I haven't seen that level of play strength. He just flashes it at times, and he can just move people. You see him, two gapping guys, zero tech, one tech guys he faces off with, and he just drives them off the ball. And it's really impressive. And he's got the feet, too, to really develop into somebody that can pass protect as well. I really like him a lot. I think he's one of the most underrated players, playing inside. Doesn't really get the national headlines.
By the way, I'm friends with Jason Light, who made that selection, so I'm going to let him know that Ethan Young thinks he's got the most underrated player in the NFL, and Jason's going to be pretty excited about that. All right, now you got to do the ugly part. Who's overrated?
Ooh.
You got to do it, Ethan.
Come on.
Got to do it.
That's what we do. Somebody's
right.
overrated.
Here's my guy, and I'm going to get some flack for this, but Kirk Cousins.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I really like Kirk Cousins, and those type of passers are who I'd kind of target, the Nate Peterman types. I really like him this year at a Pitt. But those guys are going to be overvalued in terms of their contract, in my opinion, because their value is so dependent on the offense they're running. When a lot of their value is put in by the scheme. So on the open market, those guys are going to be, if they're not in the right scheme, available for a cheaper price. So if you're paying someone like Kirk Cousins $25 million because a lot of that's based on the scheme and they're putting that value in him, I think that's where those guys can get overvalued quite easily. And then someone comes in with a new scheme and all of a sudden you're paying this guy $25 million when he sort of lacks the elite traits. And you can win with him. There's no question he's a good player, but he's so scheme dependent that I think that those guys can be overvalued easily.
Ethan dropping bombs here, Buck.
Dropping bombs. I like that, Ethan.
All right, Ethan, look, you made it to the Final Five, dude. A great accomplishment, and congratulations on that. But now it gets a little more difficult because we got to get from 5 to 2. So you got a chance to pick your guy. You did T.J. Lang, wrote a great report. Now we're going to have all 5 of you guys write the same player. So we're going to get you offline. Once we finish here, our producer's going to give you a code so you can have access to Game Pass if you don't already through July 31st. And you have till March 2nd to get 3 game tapes studied and to get a report in on Baltimore Ravens safety Eric Weddle. Are you up to the task, my friend?
Absolutely.
All right, well, there you go. Ethan, wish you the best of luck, man. Get your Eric Weddle report in March 2nd. We'll have you